interesting when you think about the road. And I'm like, so the road, when did the road start? For me, the road to Spyglass started when I was about in 2002-ish. So 76. I don't know, I was probably like 25. I remember I touched a club one time before my 20s, and I was 15. My dad had some persimmon woods. They were laminates. I didn't know that at the time, but I do now.
Still have them?
I don't think he still has them. Anyway, I was messing around in the garage, seeing his old clubs there, and he had told me something about gripping a golf club, and he didn't know very much about any fundamentals at all. I won't go into anything about his golf game, but he said you grip it with your thumbs straight on top of the shaft and you interlock, right? That's how you're supposed to grip it, which is almost right. It's not really quite correct. The grip was, but so anyway, I didn't touch his clubs, but I was home alone one time and we lived on 2.5 acres and we had a 20-acre field the neighbors had. And I snuck one of his clubs out and 3 golf balls. And I go out, I set a golf ball down and I grip it how he told me. And I swing with,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
hit anything, right? So I'm just practicing swinging, hitting acorns. Then I try and hit the golf ball again, and I, basically like, I don't know. I think I thinned it, so it's rolling. Thin another one, and the third one was the craziest thing. I squared it up and hit the club face. And this freaking ball, I mean, it probably flew 200 yards, and I was like 15 years old. And
Pretty
it
good.
flew way out, and it had to cut to the right. I didn't know what cut, slice, draw, hook, whatever. And I was just like, whoa. And it felt
I gotta
awesome, right?
smoke
Because I
that
hit it.
thing.
Yeah. And I was like, holy, wow, that was amazing. Quickly put it all away. Hoped I wouldn't get in trouble. Never touched a club again. So then in my 20s, I was playing football for Santa Rosa College. And my brother-in-law at the time wanted to take me to hit golf balls. And so I got into golf. And I got hooked. And within 2 years, I was trying out for Napa College. And the rest is kind of history. But your story on how you started down the road to Spyglass that you're on right now is a little different than mine.
Yeah, a little different. Mine started off when I was like 10 or 11. Just went out to the range with my grandpa, hit balls. I don't remember too much, or maybe even younger than that. Just pictures, I look pretty young. I don't even remember doing it. But what I really remember when I started was like 12 years old, summertime. My parents would kind of make us get into all kinds of different programs and stuff to keep us, busy and out of trouble in the summertime. We had a break from school. So they put us like in tennis programs, and it wasn't for me. I played little league and stuff like that all growing up, but it wasn't really during the summer too much. So I got into the junior golf program at Blue Rock, and I thought it was stupid. I didn't want to do it, but some of my friends were in there, so we were just messing around, and then it was a fun thing to do. And then I kind of realized that I picked it up pretty quick. I was like, all right, like I'm better than my friends. We all started. Some of them played before me. And I'm like, I'm already better than them after like a couple weeks. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm all right at this thing. It's kind of like I don't know, it's like baseball kind of, I guess. So I liked it too because it was like we were just kind of out on our own, just out there having fun doing our things. Like I think at the time they had like a $25 monthly, like a little card you got for juniors. It's $25 a month. And it was unlimited golf. It was like there was like a couple little things, like I think it was after 12 on the weekends or something on the east side, but it was like pretty much like unlimited golf for $25 for juniors, which is a pretty awesome thing for a kid to get into golf.
Yep.
So yeah, like we got into it. I had my grandpa cut me down some old like blades, like something like Trevino blades or something, rocking those, and then got more serious. My dad took me to Walmart to go buy some clubs, got some Dunlop Quattros. I rolled those till the epoxy started breaking and the heads were flying off. And then I think I got some Maxfly Revolutions or something off one of the pros. But yeah, I started off just a junior golf program and just kind of stuck with it. Played. I ended up quitting baseball. Baseball was my thing. Went to Japan for baseball and everything. But I got to high school and it was like the same exact season, golf and baseball. So I picked golf, and it was probably the right decision. There was like 4 of us freshman year, we all made varsity team. So it was like I had them for 4 years. Like we're like our core squad because like out of the 6, you take top 5 scores. So we pretty much had a pretty good squad from freshman year through. So we did pretty good. We won league almost every year. Maybe not one year, but almost every year. I got league MVP one year. Made it to sections as a team, subsections a couple years. But I mean, at the time, I guess you don't really know what you have. Like we're messing around before sections, like
Yep.
drinking, getting high, whatever, just stupid stuff. Being a teenager, experiencing stuff, being away from everybody, like by yourself for a second. So I mean, I don't know much more to say. Like we had like stripper and stuff one night before we played, and we go out there, I'll shoot like 85. Coach is like, "The hell happened to you guys? You guys don't shoot 85 today?"
And
We're all
how old are you when this is happening?
like 15.
15.
We're all hungover and
Oh man.
up all night, snail trails. I don't know, it was wild, but so yeah, I didn't take it too serious. And then when I wanted to like go play college after, my grades weren't good enough. My SAT scores weren't good enough. I kind of just messed around too much, and once I realized I couldn't play anymore, I was like, all right, I think I'm done. So I quit for like 3 or 4 years, maybe. What? 19, 20, yeah, like probably 4 years, and then my assistant coach got killed in a pretty tragic accident. He was taking his garbage out, and some guy driving by had a seizure, and ended up pinning him to his tree, like killed him in front of his house. So pretty messed up. It was a good guy. So after that, I was like, you know what? Like I still have eligibility in college. I'm kind of just messing around anyway. Like maybe I'll just play and dedicate it to Rick. You know what I mean, Rick Kerr, and see what happens. So I thought it'd be cool to maybe get a little camaraderie ship with like a team again. I thought maybe it'd be good for me because I was at the time I was kind of just not. I was just kind of just going to school, working. I don't even know if I was working at the golf course yet or not. I think I was working at FedEx or something, just messing around. So all right, I went out for the team, and I sucked. I haven't touched the club in 4 years. I was shooting like 87s in qualifiers, but that's when I met you. You were
I
the
know.
assistant
I was gonna
coach.
say, well, that's
Yeah,
intro me. I
yeah.
played Napa College for 2 years as an old guy. I was the old guy on the team, and I was, 2 years into playing golf, so I was horrible my first year anyway. Second year, I got a lot better. I mean, the coach
Was Jim your coach?
Jim was my coach my second year. So the first year, Mark Hodla was the Napa coach, and I think he did a 1 year stint as the coach, and I happened to be there, and he was awesome coach. It was really good experiences. The best experience I had in team golf, which I didn't have much. It was only 2 years, but nothing, against Jim. He's a nice man, but Mark,
R.I.P.
yeah, Mark was he was an excellent coach. He taught me a lot, gave me some good advice, and
How about the
really
team?
helped
You had
me.
a good team.
We had a great team.
The guys were like serious about it and
Yep,
trying.
I mean, they won state the year before. Jason Anthony was on the team the year before I was there when they won state, and he's excellent. But
Yeah, he's a stud.
so they still had a few guys from the team that were good. We had a good team that year. A horrible team my second year, but then after that, Jim says, "Hey, you want to be the assistant coach?" I'm like,
So that was after your second year. So
yeah,
Jim was your coach your second year,
yeah,
and you played for him. Then afterwards, he
yep.
was like, "Hey, man."
You want to be the assistant coach?" I mean, I was older at the time anyway, right? By now so I might have been 30, 31 by
Yeah,
then.
you had long
It
hair.
seems like, yeah. I mean, it seems like I was younger when I started playing golf, but really I was old when I started playing golf, and I don't know why, but I didn't get to play sports when I was younger, and I have a lot of regrets over that. And so golf was a way that I could play something, my whole life. And it's an awesome game. It taught me so much about myself, anger problems that doesn't work in golf. So yeah, I mean, you want to get to know yourself. Play golf. It'll teach you a lot about who you are.
I think that's good too from the junior, like learning as a young age, because like you said, you learn a lot. I learned all that when I was a kid.
Right.
So I was playing with like some of my best friends now are like at least your age or older.
Yep.
Been rolling with like older guys forever, and
Yep.
like you learn the proper etiquette, and it's like you learn how to be accountable for yourself. I'm out
Yeah.
there 12, 13 years old by myself on the
Yeah,
course.
you're the only one that's there, but you playing golf by yourself. I
Yeah,
mean, I could shoot 62, right, by
yeah,
myself because who
yeah.
cares? But once I started playing golf, started making better choices. But I mean, you want to talk about learning everything the hard way? That's me. I learned everything the hard way. And to this day in golf, I've told you, it's like I can know something, but until I do it, like we play tournament golf and I know what to do and what not to do. Yet, if I haven't played a tournament in a year or two, I'm going to make the same mistake again. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I know that. So
It's like I know this stuff too, man. And in the moments though, I just like I'm just gonna force it. I could do it. I could do this, and I don't. I'm like, I know not to do that.
right,
I know better,
you learn the lesson.
but I learn it I learn it over and over again.
It's got to be fresh in my mind. But at least now when it triggers me again and I go, oh yeah, I learned that lesson, I'm pretty quick to learn it. Before, it took a lot of times, and I do it over and over and over. Now it's like, okay, I learn pretty quick.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
I
think
learn
I'm
pretty
just
quick.
I think I'm just dumb.
Well, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So
Oh man.
anyway, yeah, we met, and honestly, the road to Spyglass started then. We tried for this Spyglass tournament with, people don't know, the NCGA buys Spyglass out for 3 days, and they hold a huge 4-ball event for amateur golfers. Everyone and their cousin tries to qualify for it. You got to get through a qualifier. They have, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 qualifying sites. A bunch of teams show up.
How many teams are actually there?
Teams are actually there. I should have looked this up.
A rough estimate.
There's got to be 140 players at least. So it's got to be 70 teams. It might be more. It might be
And
80
there's
teams.
like 70 teams. All these teams there qualified to get there.
Yeah.
So these
So
guys.
in all the qualifiers, you're going to have, I think it's probably somewhere between 40 to 60 teams per qualifier. So you got 80 to 120 guys at every qualifier. You got 5 to 7 qualifiers. And all these guys think they can make it. I mean, they're low handicap scratch golfers, so it's a good one to get in.
So by the time, so there's like 600 people probably trying to qualify for this thing. 600 people,
Probably something like that,
at least around there. And
yeah.
So by the time you get to the tournament, all the fat's been trimmed.
Right. But I mean, this is the way to play Spyglass, right? So Spyglass, if anyone doesn't know, it's minimum $435 to play. It's a great course. It's my favorite course. And we pay $420 for a team entry. And if we get through qualifying, we're guaranteed 2 rounds at Spyglass for 2 guys, which is worth over $1,600 right there. So, I mean, for $420 entry fee, that's why everyone's trying to qualify. It's the best way to play Spyglass, and you get to play it in a tournament. They have the course immaculate for the event. They treat it like a tour event. It's awesome. NCGA, hats off to them. They run a really good 4-ball event. It's been running over 50 years, somewhere maybe even 60 years. I'll look it up. We'll put it on the video, but it's a great event.
That's why I haven't played Spyglass.
If you want to play Spyglass, this is the way. And we actually tried to qualify for this event one time before. And how did that go?
Like 09 or 08?
It might have been. It might have been even 07. It was a long time. We should look it up.
I think we missed by 1 stroke.
We got to 18. I'm pretty sure we were 2 under.
We needed the birdie 18 to make it through,
I think we needed to shoot
par
5 to make it.
Hit and broke.
Yep.
I got it up first, and Snipe hooked it in the water left.
Yeah.
And then you got up, and
I did worse than you. Anthony gets up, hits this pull Snipe in the water. I'm like, okay, no problems. Well, I got to say, in our practice round, I hadn't played Hidden Brook a bunch by this time. In our practice round, the tee box is 40 yards to the right of where we teed off in the tournament. So we get to the tee box in the tournament, and it's way different looking than what we played in a practice round. And that definitely threw me for a little loop. And I'm like, wow, this is a totally different shot. Oh, well. Anthony steps up, hits this hook in the water.
It was a quick one.
I step up.
It was in there quick.
And I'm just like, I'm thinking in my head, this is going straight into the water. I mean, it's not even going to cover 10 yards of water. It's going straight in. And I swung, and guess what? It's straight in.
It was quicker than mine. And I've never tried since. And I never played Spyglass because I said, I'm not playing Spyglass unless I qualify to play Spyglass. Right. So my wife said, why don't we just pay for something and just play it? Like, nah. I gotta earn it. I gotta qualify to play Spyglass.
Yep. I've been super fortunate and played 4 tournaments there, and it's worth it. Yeah. I've only played there just like you because it was a tournament, because it's an expensive course for me. It's hard to justify.
Yeah.
It is worth it, I would say. If you want to play Spyglass, it's totally worth the money. But it's just a lot of money and a long trip and gas money, probably hotel So
Yeah, we're gonna like
yeah,
bring the family and
right. For us, it's going to be if we
4
make it,
kids mobbing around,
right,
our wives,
right,
food for all of them.
right.
Yeah, it's a commitment, but we got to qualify first, and
Yep.
that brings us into
It kind of brings us into last year in 2022. I don't exactly remember. I hadn't spoken to you for a while, and out of the blue, I'm driving in my car. I don't know if I even told you this, but I'm driving in my car up for work. I commute a lot, so it's my truck actually. I'm driving, and I'm like, I think your name comes into my head, and I've been trying to be a little more just pay attention. I don't know if you want to call it energy or what, but I'm thinking about somebody. I hadn't talked to him in a while. I'm like, man, I wonder how Anthony's doing. I should text him just see how he's doing. I text you, and I'm like, hey, bro, how you doing? And I don't get a message for a while, and then all of a sudden I get this huge message, and you're like, funny you should ask,
hey, I was going through
right?
some stuff at the
You're
time.
going through some stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy because I thought about you. You're going through stuff, and so we start talking, and I think you were like, hey, you want to play in the Rumble Cup? And then I said, hey, how would you feel about qualifying for Spyglass? Because I'm always struggling to find. So to qualify for Spyglass isn't extremely difficult. It's totally possible, but I've missed qualifying many, many times. So it's not a cakewalk. You got to play well. But I always have a hard time finding a partner to commit and play events leading up to qualifying because it's the best way to do well is to play tournaments leading up. You never do well in tournaments if you don't practice playing tournaments. And that's what my coach Mark taught me. He said,
Yeah,
hey, play in tournaments. That's the only way to get comfortable. And he's totally right. So if you just go to a qualifier without playing tournaments under pressure, you're not making it. If you're a super elite player, maybe I don't know how they do it because I'm not a super elite player.
yeah, I wouldn't
But
know.
I know for me, I'm not doing it. There's no chance. Like if I go to U.S. Open qualifying and I haven't played in a tournament in 2 years, guess what? I'm shooting 82. So it's I'm not making it. So
Yeah,
you said, well, I'd like to, but how do you feel about documenting our journey? And I was like, I love it, man. I wanted to document tournament stuff for a long time.
yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to. I haven't played competitive golf for I don't know
It's been a while.
8 or 9 years or a long time.
Yeah. And when
Bottom
he says
line,
competitive golf, there's a difference between playing in like a men's club tournament and playing in a tournament where like, hey, I want to go to play at Spyglass against the best amateur golfers in Northern California. It's a little different pressure.
just NCAA events
Yeah,
in
it's a
general
different
compared
pressure.
to like. I mean, nothing against Blue Rock. I love playing their tournaments. I love the course. I mean, it's my roots, but
Right.
it's a little different playing white tees.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Lord knows what's going on in some of these groups.
Right.
I'm playing with some pretty good people, and we're playing pretty freaking good, and we're getting
Yeah.
beat by guys I've never heard of by 10 strokes.
Right.
It's like, wow, you guys birded every hole, and you're all 30 handicaps.
Yeah. It's pretty
It's
good.
crazy. So
It's totally different when you're paired up with
it's
good players
different. So
and
I
they're
mean,
keeping your score.
quit playing softball, all this stuff that kind of just gets me amped up, and I feel like it's just negative. So I guess I was kind of lumping just competition in general into that, but I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to think about it. I think competition actually might be healthy for like a man. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
Learn how to control himself.
I feel like every like man should be having some type of battle or something that they're working on or fighting for, or something they could put their focus on. And like I don't know, I just guess I was feeling a little bit complacent, maybe a little bit mundane day to day. I just doing the same thing, doing what I had to do, but nothing, nothing more, you
Nothing
know.
that got you excited.
So like hours turns into days, days turn into weeks, weeks like 3 years go by, and I'm like, damn, like it fuck is Groundhog's Day. I just been changing the diapers, singing this, reading the same books, singing the same songs. It's like yeah, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm enjoying it. I'm in the moment, but it's like maybe this adding a little bit something else like I could be working towards kind of on a personal level might be a good thing too to help balance everything out. So
Right.
I don't know. I was kind of going back and forth on it. It's a pretty big time commitment too. Feel a little guilty
Huge.
being away from, the kiddo
Right.
for the whole weekend pretty much.
Right.
But
Depending on how far the events are, I mean, it can be an entire weekend, basically the entire day gone.
yeah. So it's like it's a balance of figuring out like like it's not cheap either. So it's like budget these
Yep.
things, like to think about stuff like that. The time's the biggest thing. Like if it like my wife had to be cool with it, how I feel about it. My family has to like help watch my daughter. So like I appreciate you for helping out. I appreciate my wife for letting me have the time to go compete. Appreciate my family, the whole
It's amazing how many people are involved just to make
yeah.
something like this happen. My
Yeah.
family, your family. I mean, we've got,
Yeah.
I don't even know, 20 people involved in making this happen,
Yeah, so it's like I feel like maybe a little bit more pressure of that too. I don't want to let these people down, about these like
Well,
I'm going
that's,
out there like sacrificing a lot and go out there and just play like crap. It's like, doesn't
yeah,
feel great, doesn't
it
look
doesn't feel
great.
good. No, it doesn't always feel good. It's not always fun.
But
It's,
so after some talking with you, with everybody I need to talk to, I was like, all right, bro,
that's why
let's
it's
do it.
important for you to keep people around you that judge you for your character and not by your golf game, right?
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
talked about that before. If people judge you by your score, get rid of them. Cut them out of your life, man. There's no business. They're not your friend. No friend cares what you shoot on the golf course.
None of my real
My
friends
friends,
care,
if I go
bro.
shoot 100, they come up and be like, "Dude, let's go have a beer,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
let's go do something fun."
yeah.
Like they don't care. And the guys that aren't my friends are like, "Ugh, shut. How could you do
I
that?"
thought you
It's
were
like I
good.
thought you were
I thought you were a
good,
golfer.
right? It's like, nah.
It's like, well, sometimes I am,
Okay, yeah. Sometimes I am.
sometimes I'm not.
Let's go tee it up and let's see. I mean, that's my answer to all of them because I'm a combative person, right? So,
That's what I'm
oh, you
trying.
suck, really? Okay, let's go play. But whatever.
That's what I'm trying not to be like anymore.
I know. I'm I'm like
So,
you. I've changed a lot. I used to. So we're gonna play in the Rumble Cup. That'll warm us up for the Tracy City. I'm like, that's perfect. Right.
so I pretty much was like, I got 2 weeks to get some kind of
Yeah,
game
you had
together for
like 2 weeks
this.
to get ready for the Rumble Cup.